What's up, guys? T-Finch here, guys. Just got done working for the summer, starting to bring some Pokemon Go content to you guys. Today I want to do an evolution video all about getting massive amounts of XP, evolving low-level Pokemon. But guys, I started the video, I'd collected a lot of Pokemon, hit the game really hard, and evolving straight without breaks, it took me over 40 minutes to evolve everything. So I've gone through, I've set the speed to 2.0, and we're going to be going through this as fast as we can because there are a lot of evolutions I have to get through today. So as many of you guys know, the fastest way to get Pokemon, or to get leveled up in Pokemon Go, is evolving a lot of low-level Pokemon, specifically Caterpies, Weedles, and gosh, I can't even think of it, Pidgeys. And they are very easy to catch, very numerous to catch, and you can get massive amounts of XP from hatching them with a lucky egg. Now you'll notice I was level 27 when we started, but I had 5 minutes left on my lucky egg. So here in just a second we'll have to step back in and pop another lucky egg. The reason you always want to have the lucky egg going because it doubles the XP. So instead of getting 500 from evolving a new Pokemon, you'll get to 1,000. And if it's a Pokemon you don't have, you'll get that extra 500 XP as well from finding a new Pokemon, or 600, excuse me. So speeding right through this, guys, we have a lot of Pokemon to evolve, including I think it was like 7 or 8 Caterpies right here that we're about to do. But you'll notice I'm not too worried about which one's the highest level. Now I am evolving my higher level ones just because it seems right. But I'm not too worried about their IVs or anything like that. If you guys don't know about IVs, I'm going to bring a video later this week about evolving some Charizards and some Gyaradoses that I've been catching. And so I'll be talking a lot more about IV in those videos, but it's basically advanced stats that you'd be more worried about a Pokemon that cost you a lot to evolve. These Pokemon are getting transferred right to the professor so he can run all sorts of little tests on them, whatever he may want to do. So I continue digging through these Caterpies. Like I said, we're going to be transferring them on later on. Finish all the Caterpies, moving on to the Weedles. Also the very high XP Pokemon here. When I say high XP, what I mean by that, obviously evolving any Pokemon is worth the same amount of XP. And so these Pokemon that only cost 12 to evolve, which is the least in the game, are considered higher value when you catch them. Because they're worth a quarter of an evolution plus the catching bonus. And so these are the ones, if you really want to power level very quickly, catch you some Weedles, catch you some Pidgeys, and catch you some Caterpies, get to evolving them. Don't worry too much about their stats because, I mean, you're going to transfer them anyways. These aren't the ones you're going to want to stick in a gym. You're going to want something a little harder. Sorry about that on the top, guys, right there. I haven't yet figured out how to record my screen without having my notifications coming down. I guess I just need to go to all the apps and shut off all notifications. But I cut off a little bit of the top of the screen there. You can still see the CPs up there a little bit. If it's too bad, I can say it out here in a minute. But once again, we're not worried about that with these Pokemon. Their IVs are just kind of, who cares? But we're almost done with these Weedles here. Continue blasting through them, getting all the XP. Here in just a second, I'll have to switch over and get my lucky egg going back again because there was only 5 minutes left on it when I started. Ooh, it moves so fast in 2.0. I love it. I wish the game would evolve like this fast. It takes a really long time for the game to evolve. I think Niantic needs to address that problem. Maybe like a mass evolve system, or I don't know. Just speeding up, allowing you to skip it, maybe even. I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you guys think would be great for that? I'd love for you guys to post in the comments what you think Niantic could do about that. And maybe Niantic's gotten really good about answering the community's cries, and so that could be something that they get behind us on. Notice I have 145,000 Stardust. I use a little bit at the end of this video, but I'm planning on using a lot of that in my next video with the Gyarados and Charizards. This Pidgey right here was actually a very high level Pidgey, so it was the highest Pidgeotto I had, so I decided to go ahead and evolve it into a Pidgeot just to see what I could get here, and it actually turns out pretty good. I went back and checked the IVs on this Pokemon. They're actually pretty solid. They're not the worst, not the best, but it is my highest level Pidgeot yet, so something good to look for. Pop the next lucky egg. Like I said, guys, with the lucky egg, you're getting double XP. So you're getting, 1,000 instead of 500 every time. If you get a new Pokemon, it's 1,200 rather than 600. Just everything you're doing, getting that double XP, especially if you're going to be evolving for 30 minutes straight like I did, you definitely want to make sure you're popping a lucky egg and not wasting all the time you spent farming. Because this is probably 4 or 5 days, if not more, of farming, especially on these Pidgeys and stuff. I haven't evolved them in a long time. So I continue evolving through, and notice here in just a second what I'll do is I will go back and transfer a lot of the stuff I evolved. Once again, a lot of the stuff is lower level, I won't be fighting with it, and so you can go back and transfer a lot of the Pidgeotos and maybe evolve an extra Pidgey here or there. And so that's something you always want to make sure you're doing. Make sure you're getting all your candies out of the Pokemons that you don't need, and don't just leave them sitting around. A lot of people don't have maxed out bag spaces. I've went ahead and done it just to make it easier on myself, not have to worry about it. But if you have limited space, you want to make sure you're not missing a big Pokemon because you have a Pidgey or something that's sitting there and is unnecessary. So, continue evolving these Pidgeys. So many Pidgeys. Honestly, just wish you could mass evolve. Just click, 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 click. Evolve all the Pidgeys. Be done with it. But oh well. I can't get everything I want, I guess. Niantic, like I said, is doing a very good job of giving us more things we want, addressing a lot of the issues, coming back with a tracking system that it actually works fairly well. I've not had trouble finding Pokemon that have popped up on my tracker. A lot of people are still complaining about it or whatnot, but I've actually found very good use of it. Now here's where I go back. I transfer a bunch of the Pidgeotos, and here I go with another Pidgey Evolution here, an extra 1,000 experience just from transferring all those things back, and on to the next Pokemon we will go. Next up we have our Rattatas. Now, after the updates, Raticates had become very good at fighting. Their Hyper Beam, Hyper Fang, very strong attacks. This one comes out. Oh, I didn't see the attack on it. Sorry about that. But it came out pretty high level actually, and so it's one of the ones I will be keeping, one of the ones I won't be transferring. Now, their highest CP is limiting. You'll notice that, and that's one thing that's frustrated me with the game so far, is the CP on a lot of Pokemon just can't compare to others. I've seen Dragonites over 3,000, but Eradicate, look at that, he'll probably max out 1,000, maybe 1,100. He just simply can't get to the level that some of these other Pokemon are on. Now I understand that, make it where you can't catch them that high in the wild, but if someone really likes Raticate, why can't Raticate be a good Pokemon? It's more frustrating with the more rare Pokemon like Pinsir or Ataris that just can't compete, even though it's a very rare Pokemon. Once you have one, it's just, I don't know why you would catch any more. You're never going to fight with them. They can't get strong enough. And maybe I'm missing something. Maybe they'll bring something in the future that's going to change that. But for now, there's a lot of Pokemon that just seem very underpowered compared to others. We're into the Ekans now, going on to Arbok. This is one of the Easter eggs that Nintendo put in the early days. Ekans, in case you didn't know, is snake backwards, and Arbok is cobra backwards. It's one of those little fun facts you can always point out to people. A lot of people will know it if they're in the Pokemon world, but if not, always something fun you can point out. Now the Pikachu, I'm so close to my very first Raichu. I just need one more, but they are so hard to find. I can't. I hatched one the other day, and it came with like 3. I think it was like 3 less candies than what I needed. But the Sandshrews have been popping up everywhere for me since the last update. I didn't have 1 or 2 maybe until the update, and they have just been all over my area now. Sand Slashes, 4 days here. Transfer a few more here, like we did earlier. I'm going to transfer a couple. Go back and evolve another one. Once again, this is one of those Pokemon that even if you got it maxed out, let's look here. This guy is at 1,000, and he probably can get up to 1,200, maybe 1,300, but that's it. I mean, what? If you like Sandslash, I'm very sorry, but what is he going to do against the level 3000s and the 2,400 Snorlaxes? You're just going to have a lot harder time. So here with the Nidorinos, I decided not to evolve the other ones just yet because I'm working on something there. But we have plenty of candy for this Nidoking, so that one came out pretty decent, 1,300. I'm actually going to see real quick if I can edit this mid-video, and that's a little odd. See if I can pull up just a little bit higher on that CP there. Let you guys see that CP as it comes out. There we go. A little bit better there. Sorry to do that mid-video. Should have fixed that earlier, but not going to go back now. I've been talking to you guys for quite some time now. So, continue on the video. That one came out very high as well, right around 1,500. It is my most powerful. One of the most powerful I've seen in the Nidokings. Also, just wish those guys could get a little bit higher. I wish they could get up in the 2,000 range, but they'll get close. Not the worst. So here with the Vulpix, what I'm doing is I am deciding this 448 is a lot lower, but if you'll notice the bar is way less filled up, meaning it has a higher IV value. That's kind of how you can judge by the eye, is if they're similar, but one's way further back, meaning they have a lot more potential for leveling up, because IV is figured into maximum CP values. I decided to go on, I want to look it up later and figure out the actual IVs on those guys, because I think a Ninetales could be a very strong Pokemon later on, and I already have one, so I didn't have to get one right there. Evolved into that Jigglypuff. I don't know if you noticed, but it's the exact same level as my last Jigglypuff, or Wigglytuff. That's a little weird. I thought it was pretty cool. Moving on to the Golbats, and now this is a Pokemon I understand. It can get around 1,000, a little bit higher, maybe 1,300, 1,400 if you maxed one out. But you got to realize there's Crobat coming, and that's hopefully next gen. Hopefully, you know, in the next few months or so, and that will be a very powerful Pokemon then, because it'll have another evolution and another evolution multiplier to come on with it. Going from Gloom to Vileplume here, this is actually a pretty strong Pokemon. This one comes out, I think. Oh yeah, sorry, the little thing came down right over it. I knock it up. 1398. That thing can get up close to 1,800, maybe 2,000 even. It's going to be able to get up there very high and be a very strong Pokemon. You notice the attack with Solar Beam. Very, very strong Pokemon right there. Parasect, actually recently people have been saying that they are going to be pretty strong. I haven't tested this, haven't fought with one yet. Once again, the level just kind of seems restrictive to me on how strong they can actually be. But their attacks are very good. They can have Solar Beam. They can have some of these more higher value attacks that people are searching after in their attack sets. Follow this last pairs here real quick. I love the evolution of this game. It looks really good, I think. I don't know where the stage comes from. Who knows? It'd be cool if it VR'd or augmented reality it, like it just kind of stuck it in your world and then evolved it. I think that would be really sharp if they could pull that off. But come here, the Persia. A lot of people are talking about how strong Persia is, but once again, it's very restricted on its level. That can get to 12 or 1,300. Psyduck, however, is one that can get up there pretty strong. Let's evolve this one. Let's see how high we can get him. Alrighty, let's see. There's my Golduck coming out. Right around 1576. I have one just a little bit stronger than that, but still a very strong Pokemon. Very good for fighting if they have a fire type in the gym. It can take out a 2K Arcanine pretty easily by itself if you get the right attacks on it. I'm going to evolve another one of these. Let's see if it comes out any good. I keep all my Golducks just because, once again, like I said, it can be a strong Pokemon for you in case when you need a fighter that's not the best. Here's a Mankey to a Primeape, I believe. I think this is my first one right here. This is very, very solid addition to my Pokédex. Very excited to get this thing. Yeah, there we go. So, get that puppy on here. Get on the team. Go ahead and evolve another one. I don't know why I waited so long to do these if it's my first one. Typically, if it's my first one, I'll go ahead and evolve it. Just go ahead and get that bonus XP in the moment. Because it's very strong. They came out pretty decent there. So close to evolving another Growlithe. Arcanine is my strongest Pokemon right now. I'm actually planning on powering him up later to being max after I level up again. But I would love to get another one, because when you stick that thing in a gym, it stays there for a while. I think it held a gym in a pretty populated town, not in a big city or anything, but it held a gym for about 3 days once, which in Pokemon Go is pretty impressive, because gyms come and go very quickly. 1600 Poliwrath there, very good evolve. I'm not going to do my Abras and Kadabras yet, or my Machops, because I don't have 125. I want to go straight from the bottom evolution to the top evolution. Reason being, if I get one in the time that I'm farming those extra candies, I don't want to have evolved to a Kadabra and miss out on a higher level or a higher IV Pokemon at the time. So still getting those up. Now I do have a Graveler here, but I have enough Geodude candies to have 130 there to go straight from a Geodude all the way up to a Golem. So I'm going to go ahead and evolve this here, my highest level one, right around 700 or so. I think it was. Missed the level when I clicked on it. All the way up to 966 for Graveler. Hoping for a strong Golem here. This is the first Golem I've seen, so I don't know how high they can actually go. I don't know how limited they'll be. Let's see here. First one, registered to Pokédex. Very nice. 1570. Not the best, not the worst, but it had a little bit more room to move. who knows? It could get there. Once again, it seems it's on the upper end of the restricted Pokemon, but it's still there. So this Ponyta to 14, 15, same kind of thing with the last guy, just a little weak, keeping a little bit there. Slowpoke to Slowbro. He is one of the most powerful Pokemon in the game, because Niantic didn't calculate in speed to CP values. So they'll come out with stronger CP values, these slower, more tanky Pokemon that have a higher health, have a higher defense rating behind them. So Slowbro, if you're looking for a good Pokemon, kind of like Executor, can be a very strong Pokemon to stick in a gym every once in a while. These Magnemites, I had to travel a bit to get these. Not too many of them in my area. There's a few Pokemon that I've had to go places. I took a few trips this last weekend and just went out, caught a few Pokemon. I'll tell you all more about in my next video about where I found all my Charmanders. I think I'm sitting on around 800 Charmander candies right now, ready to evolve some in my next video, all the way up to Charizard. It's going to be blasting them out. I've got 600 or 700 Magikarp candies right now. Same thing with this Ghastly here. I want to go straight up. I'm only missing 7 more candies to go from a Ghastly all the way up to a Gengar. It'll be my first Gengar. Really excited about that. These Krabbies to Kinglers. You know, it's Krabby to Kingler. Yeah, you know. Not the best. It's not going to be a super fighting Pokemon once again. Very restricted by levels. I keep saying that over and over again, but it bugs me. It just, the fact that a Pokemon can't get, like in the original games, all Pokemon can get to level 100. Now I understand this Pokemon may be stronger than this Pokemon, have some better stats, but they could all get to level 100. You know, it was never restricted on a Pokemon being way weaker than other Pokemon. Because when you get into a gym, 1,000 IP different, or CP difference is very, very powerful. Getting close to another Executor there. Can't wait to evolve another one of those up. Those are really good to stick in gyms as well, especially if they have a good moveset, like a Solar Beam or a Seed Bomb. Very strong. Going up into a pretty strong Marowak there. Once again, it's on the no fight list. Going through my rare Pokemon, still looking to evolve some of these up. Check the IVs there, kind of look and see if they're way off. If not, I'm not too worried about it because a Rhydon's not the most powerful Pokemon. I'm not too worried. I can always go get more candies for that in the future. 1,500 though, pretty strong, pretty solid with that. Lots of room to move still on him too. I didn't see his moveset, but I think it was pretty solid when I looked at it. Seadra, I guess he has one more evolution to go to, so not looking for him to be too high level right now. A little bit of Goldeen candy there going out, 188. I try not to catch Goldeens. I don't know how I have so many candies. I guess I hatched a few. But it's actually a pretty strong Pokemon. Seaking is. That was my highest level one right there. But once again, it's not a Pokemon I'm too interested in fighting with. And once I've got my one for my Pokédex, kind of looking to move on from those guys. Man, I'm so excited to spend that Stardust tomorrow. 140,000 right now. I'm going to keep playing all night. I'll probably play a little bit tomorrow before I try to make the Charizard video. I'll talk about this more tomorrow in my Charizard video. Star you. There we go. Evolve it up. Star me coming out right here. But I'll try to talk about this tomorrow in my Charmander video. I've had a very, very difficult time finding a Charmander with good IVs. The attack on a Charmander has been between 0 and 3 for every Charmander I've caught. Okay, I got the Kabuto right there and the Dratini. I've got the Kabuto candies ready to evolve, but still working on the Dratini. So right here is the highest Eevee I've ever caught, 798. I'm going to max it out and see just how high of a Pokemon we can get off a maxed out Eevee. So, 20,000. Oh man, that hurts. Alright, let's see what we get. Rather not a Jolteon because it way limits the level down on a Jolteon. Flareon, I'll take that. Okay, solid Pokemon there. Flareon, 2166. Oh man, so that's my most powerful one. Got a favorite real quick. I'll go ahead and evolve the 740. I like to evolve Eevees higher level because you can typically catch them pretty high level every once in a while. Another Flareon. Okay. Fun fact: my first 5 Eevee evolutions before I knew the trick about naming them Rainer, Sparky, or Pyro was first 5 were all Flareons. I was so mad. I was just trying to get my Pokédex filled out then. That XP was so big, lower levels. Jolteon there. You'll notice the Jolteon here has a much lower level than most of the others. That's just because she's a very fast Pokemon and it's not factored in to her actual stats. Not going to evolve any more of those just because I don't have any more over 700, and I feel like a waste if I just evolve one lower and don't get anything good out of it. So you'll notice I have 793 Charmander candies, just right out of 800, which means I can evolve 6 Charizards. Ooh, leveled up. There we go. Let me see the XP. 58,000 XP, and I'd already minimized it once or twice. Guys, so thank you all for coming out and watching this video today. Got a ton of XP. Sorry I had to cut it off there. I had to switch over. The video ended. Like I said, I was running that 2x speed, trying to get through all those evolutions. But just keep in mind, catch those little low-level Pokemon, and you see how much experience you can get just from running a Lucky Egg and evolving all those Pokemon. Crazy amount of XP. Loved it. Leveled me up. Was able to get my Arcanine up even higher. Be able to evolve a lot of those Pokemon a lot higher. Got very powerful Pokemon today. Tomorrow or the next few days, I'm hoping to release a video where I evolve 6 Charmanders all the way to Charizards. I have enough for a Squirtle as well, for a Kabuto to Kabutops, I think it's called. And I'll be working. I'm going to try to finish off my Dratini candies, but I've got to travel to get those. And so I can't make any promises on that. I don't know when I'll be able to make a trip to get more Dratini candies. But guys, just thank you for coming out today. Make sure you follow me or subscribe. Sorry, I'm used to Twitch. Come out to Twitch, TFintSig. I'll be doing a 24-hour Pokemon opening stream. I think you can see on the floor real quick. I'm going to move out of the way. I've got, oh, you can barely see, I've got quite a collection going of unopened Pokemon cards that I'm very excited to do a 24-hour pack opening stream soon. I've been saving up this for months. But guys, thank you for coming out, and hope to see you guys around, and hope to bring you guys a lot more content in the Pokemon Go area. Thank you guys, and have a good